We know who he is.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I got a new guest on the show. My cousin.
What's up, cousin?
Warren.
He's like the big cousin, but he's the young cousin. God
Yeah,
damn.
the young cousin of the big cousin of all the cousins. There you go.
And Warren's here
Cool
today.
name.
He's gonna be
Love
on
the
our
name.
Yeah, he's gonna be on our show. You can call him Warren G. And then also I got my good buddy up in Sacramento, Nathan. Nathan's here today. Nathan's here every week. So that's our panel. It pretty much is the same people that come on every week.
We just out here doing our, stuff.
Best wishes to Pastor Van Leer.
Yes, I talked to him this week. I talked to him on the phone.
All right.
Yeah. What it was back in July, he did our last show. He fell out. He fell, and he actually had a brain. Had a concussion.
Yeah. Well, we might not want to. Yeah. Okay, but he's doing all right, huh?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. His memory. He knew who I was, and so his memory is starting to come back. Is what it is.
Good.
So
that's good.
Well, best wishes to him next time you talk to him, big
right.
Speedy recovery.
Passer, as they say in the chat. Passer.
So
the passer.
Yes, sir. So you got to saying now that you made a great job introducing everybody and plugging our main man, my guy Market at 504
East Belmont Avenue.
East Belmont
Avenue. Yep.
It's specialized in
checkmate, yummy Texas short
people. Folks, let me tell you, whenever you have checkmate and Texas in the same sentence or on the same on the same menu, you better watch out. My
guy Floyd Sanchez is the owner and proprietor of this particular business, and so I'll have to hit him up this week to give me another sandwich.
Now we were talking about before we went live. We were talking about NIL, whether guys feel like whether audience members like us or fans like us feel like there's any sort of usury in sports. I felt for a long time.
It's always usury in sports. It is. You can't get around that. That's why you hear some of the players saying they feel like slaves, but you're well-paid slaves.
Right.
Well,
that's where I differ a little bit. I did distinguish between pros and amateurs, college, right?
Well, they're not amateurs anymore because now they're getting
I asked one question. Who's the highest paid NIL guy, right? And
Shadur Sanders.
Hold on.
That's Sanders.
Who somebody got it? Who somebody got it?
So I got the list of the top. It goes top 20.
All right.
But we're just gonna run at the top 5 right quick.
All right.
So Shadur is number 1. He's coming in at 1.5. I'm sorry, $5.1 million.
Right.
And that's banking on what he's made up to today. Livy Dunn.
Okay, so that's cumulative, not every year.
You don't get a year.
Oh yeah,
it's per deal.
Yes, per diem. Yeah, it is. It's just kind of like per diem, but a big per diem.
But no, he ain't making no 5. No, I mean, so that 5, he's made $5 million in total. Is that right?
Correct.
Right.
Gotcha. Not $5 million a year. Well, that's still good money.
No.
Okay. And who are the other 4?
You got Livy Dunn. She's a gymnast from Auburn. LSU. My bad. LSU. She's coming at $4 million. Arch Manning is at 3.1, which is crazy because he hasn't even played yet.
That boy has the Manning name. He has the Manning name.
Right. And that boy got some wheels too, so we gotta watch out for that guy.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter comes in at number 4 with $3.1 million.
Who's he?
He's the wide receiver for Colorado.
That's a lot of money.
Two-way player.
Yeah, no, he's a dog though. He's from he played here in Georgia, so we kind of know a little bit about him.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for them young kids, man.
Who's number 5?
And Quinn.
Oh, wait a minute. The big money man on the panel is talking about that's too much. That's a lot of money for the kids.
Hey,
Come on.
I'm just saying,
but
man.
but that money stretches a long way in these little small towns, though.
Listen, I was talking with
It's not.
guys the other day.
Javier doesn't believe it's too much money. He ain't stopped trying to make more and more money. I don't think he's finished yet.
I'm trying to get it all.
Hey,
I am
so
trying to get it all.
We was talking about this the other day. I don't know if y'all remember. We was talking about this, the movie, The Program.
Right.
And when they were walking into the little thing, you know what I'm saying, a little party that they had for the team, whatever, they walking in there and all the big business dudes up in there with their little suits on, you know what I'm saying, they pulling out envelopes in their suits. A lot of the players ain't taking it, you know what I'm saying? But now, yeah, they taking that money now, and you can't get in trouble for it.
Okay, so
that's what it is. That's really what it is.
Here's the follow-up. And this is why I think that NIL is, or at least I hope it is, only the beginning, right? Because now we named 5 big, well, actually named 4. I don't think we got number 5, Parker, but 5 kids who are, in their late teens, early 20s who are already millionaires, right?
Right.
So great. But how many of them aren't making any money?
That's
my see.
That's the thing.
Here's why there's still some usury going on. It takes 45, 50 guys to make a football team, right? So every last they're all parts to the whole. If there's 50 on a football team, you don't have 49, you have 50. And without 50, you don't have a full team, right? And that team is making some crazy TV money, some crazy sales, tickets and hot dogs and parking and all that. They're making crazy. The universities are making some crazy money off that. And I think that the last man on the bench deserves a piece of that. And I bet you that they're not all.
Now, what is happening? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Simon. My bad, man.
I was gonna say, but that's why it wasn't done for so long, because you couldn't regulate who got what. That's why I was always like, okay, the money goes to the facility. You got a new arena. You got all this. You got all that. Come here. You got people to feed you here at this facility for you. We got a big sports
you get it
for your you know what I'm saying. Because now you can say, oh, that's for everybody. But back then you could say that's for everybody. But now you can't do that. Now it's like, okay, you Shadir, you killing on the court. So you killing on the field. So bam, we're gonna pocket you. But the dude that's really in there in the trenches, you know what I'm saying, a lineman who's out there wrestling all day long, working his butt off, probably ain't ever get nothing like that.
See, yeah.
And that was dismissed with, well, he's getting a free education. He doesn't have to pay. That's a $200,000 education over 4 years, and he doesn't have to pay.
I mean, I don't know if there's a.
I don't agree with that, but
yeah, I don't know if there's a thing where there's like a baseline. So say every kid gets 10,000, right? So I don't know if there's a baseline or not, because different states have. So I was kind of looking at this, but different states had different laws of what the school can do. And like Georgia just signed in last week, they just signed in the law where, okay, now the schools can pay, now they can legally pay the athletes. So I don't know if it goes by the school.
But Georgia's players have been getting paid.
Oh man, so all the players.
But now, what are you talking about? Just because you ride around a new truck doesn't mean you got paid.
Well, what you think, big cousin?
Should.
Hey, look, I'm telling you, man. Look, you driving around a brand new Hummer.
Yeah, LeBron.
Johnson Motors. Then put a little envelope in your pocket, player.
LeBron.
But another factor to this though is it's not just that the kids are getting paid, but like these kids are now free to go broker their own deals. Yep. So like that was a major thing with dating back to like Reggie Bush and even further after him or before him, is that they can't broker deals with like Nike. They couldn't broker deals with Adidas or broker deals with whatever. Like they had to go through the school to go do it.
Yeah,
and the school would get the money for what they were brokering.
Yeah,
or their name and likeness. So like
that's wrong.
Let's just say like the lineman that's in the trenches. Like now that lineman can go to Joe Buck's dealership and go broker his own deal because he plays for Georgia. He plays for Alabama. Like I ride down the freeway, every day, and I see Georgia players on the billboards now, for mattress firm.
Right, right.
Like now it's really now we're really getting into a business mode of where, hey, look, now you're not an amateur. Go broker your own deal. Now the school doesn't have to necessarily pay you. Right. Go broker your own deal, but it is going to change because like Tennessee is doing something a little bit different. University of Tennessee is going to start paying their players. Now, they didn't say how much, but they did say, hey, look, based off of, so what Tennessee is doing now is they're charging fans to have their tents and their spots outside the stadium. So that money is also now going to, students or, maybe even scholarships and things like that. So now they're trying to think of different ways to make more money so they can say, hey, look, we got an extra $2 million on the back end. Maybe we can break off, a couple, break off the players, a certain amount of money for, for how much they play.
See, to me, it all comes down to the preamble. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That applies. It doesn't say life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, except for college athletes. It's everybody, right? Now, if we want to compare it to something, we can look at your major sports, right? The players' unions and all the sports negotiate, and one of the main points is that the players want a certain percentage of the take, whatever it is. And it goes up all the time because of TV primarily and price of tickets, I guess. But
well, that's about to change.
Pardon me?
That's going to change. If the way that the conferences keep going, it's going to change. Because now the conferences don't like the NCAA. So that's why you have so much movement where, you got USC going to the Big Ten.
Yeah.
If it keeps going the same route, the conferences is going to start splitting off and being their own silos, and they just be able to play each other when they want to, and then they can collect their TV deals their own way.
What that sounds like to me is the NCAA for a long time has been Iceberg and Sweet Strain and Don the whatever, right? If you know what I'm trying to be nice and not say.
No, they're gangsters. They're criminals.
Organized crime.
That's exactly what it is.
There you go. A specific kind of criminal. And so, as I was saying, I think if you want to gauge what would be a fair output, right? And not every player is going to would be paid the same, because some guys are better than others. Some guys the quarterback is always going to make more than the punter, whatever, right? Big pro, the baseball, football, MLB, NFL, et cetera, the players get about 45 to maybe 48% of the take, right? So you could start there. You can start there and say, okay, look, you know what? You guys are making some serious money because we're on TV every week, and it generates this much money. I mean, you could quantify it down to the penny pretty much. TV contracts and whatever, tickets, hot dogs, and parking, whatever, right? And we want 45% of that. Bam. And not dispersed evenly, of course, but this guy, because he's so good and he's so marketable and whatever, he gets more on down. And I think that would be the right way to do it. And until it's done something like that, maybe a different number, then there will be some usury involved. Because these guys are risking, especially in the case of football, your next play could be the last time you ever take a step in your life. See, they pay these kids.
Yeah. Now it's funny that you mentioned football, because on this top 20 list, at least I think it looks like 15 of them are all football players. But your first basketball player doesn't come up until like number 12, which is the young kid Cooper Flagg. Then you got Paige Becker, then you got Bryce James, a couple of other kids. So like that's another side of this whole coin that we haven't even touched, is like what sports make the most money.
And the sports that make the most money, the players should I mean, should be paid accordingly, should be compensated accordingly. I mean, basically.
Because at Duke, if you ask me, at Duke, the basketball rings higher than football. But you might get those football players that make more money than the basketball players. So at what point is it enough money?
Well, I think that can be quantified, because you can calculate, or you can actually not calculate, you can count to the penny. It's very tangible. You can count exactly how much money they made based on their TV contracts and every penny coming in, right? And then divvy it up from there. The math problem starts there, and bam, you know.
And here's a quick little story. I remember years ago I used to do Will Avery's basketball camp. Remember Will Avery, Duke?
Yeah.
Well, Will Avery said one time he was leaving early, and one of the reasons why he was leaving early was because he wanted the money to go pro, to make the money to pay for his grandmother to have surgery on his leg, because his grandmother had her leg amputated, right?
Damn.
So anyway, Mike Krzyzewski gets a hold of Will Avery. Will comes in his office, and he says to Will, he says, "What do you need, Will?" Will said, "Well, I'm going pro, you know, because I need reason why." So anyway, the bottom line was, Mike Krzyzewski said, "Well, you know what? I'll get you. He was already driving a Range Rover, right? So I'll get you another Range Rover. I'll get you a newer Range Rover. How about that?" And he said, "Nah, I'm gonna go ahead and go pro." But I thought it was funny because Duke didn't pay you money, wink, wink. You know. But
well, what did Krzyzewski say about his grandmother's leg and surgery?
Duke
that was my point. Is that didn't say anything about his grandmother's leg, but Will, great guy, did the right thing. He went ahead, went pro. He ended up playing in Minnesota. I think he didn't get a fair chance as far as I was concerned.
He was in a bad situation.
Yeah, because it was like Flip Saunders did not treat him right, and that was a tough situation there. But anyway, but my point is that Krzyzewski was going to give him a new Range Rover, and Wilson already got one. Already got a Range Rover.
Yeah, man, from Calvin Hill.
You know. So, but my point is that now you don't have to make these little sticky little under the table deals. Now you can just go ahead and be forthcoming, you know, with all these little deals you're going to be putting together, and they're all above board.
I mean,
they're
it's
American citizens subject to the rights and responsibilities of the U.S. Constitution.
Right.
It starts and ends right there.
I mean, they could have been like what was that? What was the name in at SMU with Eric Dickerson and
I used to be stationed with Eric Dickerson's cousin when I was in Korea.
What did they call it? Yeah, man, because they gave him the house and they gave him like IROC and something else.
He had a Trans Am.
You talking about what they did to the school?
Yeah. Because they already had.
They gave him the death penalty.
Yeah.
Which meant that they could not go to any bowl games ever. And that wasn't just for 1 year. That was for a lot of years.
Yeah. They destroyed their program. Destroyed their program.
They're just now getting somewhat right.
Yeah.
Suffering from way back when. This is like 2024, 23, 24. They're having to recover from way back when.
Yeah,
because
they broke a good deal to come to the ACC though, so they're gonna make some money back.
Yeah.
First of all, they're in the right state. I mean, it's a football crazed state. You have transfer portal, so you can go out and get guys.
That's what's gonna help everybody. I think that's what's gonna help. Like, see, I think the transfer portal will help you because
I just thought about that this morning.
Yeah, that'll help everybody because now you can say, hey, look, I could play this one. You might only be one guy away. You know what I'm saying? You might only be one guy away, and I could pay this one guy X amount of dollars, and you could get us to the bowl that's going to pay us $10 million. You know what I'm saying? Because that's really what it's all about.
The 18 and 19-year-olds who are thinking about they're gonna, their national letter of intent day and signing and all that, or transfer to the 20 or 21-year-olds who are entering the transfer portal. They may have heard of Eric Dickerson, but that's like they would say, "Oh, that's old school."
Man, that boy was bad.
That was my father and my grandfather used to watch him, kind of thing. But man, that will have the death penalty that they got, that will have no bearing on what, man. I can make $100,000 if I go there.
Yep.
They won't care.
I'm out of there. It's the Wild West now.
Well, now you got guys. See, the only thing, I guess the other unfortunate thing about the NIL is that if you transfer, you get caught up. Suppose that school doesn't want you. Suppose you leave Colorado and you go somewhere else, and then this school doesn't want you. Then you.
But wait a minute. Well, why? Well,
no, but they'll accept them in the transfer portal. They have to accept them in there.
Right. But my point is that if there's some of these guys that are caught up, they end up they think the grass is greener on the other side. And a lot of times the grass is not greener on the other side.
Man, just go to a small school. Just call it a day.
Yeah. And everybody's not going to.
Good point, Sam. Good point. But that's life. I mean, not everybody's going to make it. Just because somebody enters the transfer portal and is highly sought after, they're not all going to make it. It's just, it gets the circle gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Go up.
Well, the good thing. Well, here goes the flip side of the transfer portal. It's not really all about money. It's really about situation. Because think about how many kids get there, and then they are recruited by the special coaches. They have so the coaches, assistant coaches, maybe the head coach, whatever. They may have this relationship with them, and then that coach moves on. But they're still committed to that paper. They're still on a contract binding to that paper. So then they go there, and then they got a new coach that really is not their people. You know what I'm saying? The same thing. It's a business. So then, hey, look, I'm going to enter the transfer portal because I'll need to be in a better situation.
Right.
And that is a good thing, because I will say that there's times where because before in Tyland, you know this too, where they would hold your scholarship from you. And, you're not doing this? Okay, cool. Well, you can't transfer. So that means you can't play basketball, football, whatever for a year. And they had to sign your release. Mm-hmm. And so they held you hostage.
That's putting icing on the usury cake.
Exactly.
By the way, the Niners just lost.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, no, they've been lost.
Who they play this week?
The Rams.
Damn. Well,
I mean, Rams a good team, but I mean, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's just the beginning.
We'll see.
But if I was 18, 19-year-old playing ball, I'd go to Harvard, man.
Yeah, well, a lot of these kids don't have a voice for Harvard.
I'd be playing against a bunch of accountants.
Okay.
They can still hoop, though. They can still hoop, though.
No, that's the thing. You're seeing that now as a 50-plus-year-old man. But if you're 19 years old, you're not thinking about doing that. You're thinking about going to Georgia.
I'm trying to go.
That's one thing I try to talk to my parents of the kids about. I'd be like, man, don't just like be happy that a college is recruiting your kid, man. Like, because one of the things that when they came to see Allen, man, they brought the depth chart. You know what I'm saying? We took a look at the depth chart. You know what I'm saying?
Alan Page.
No, my brother.
No,
his brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? He was going to Michigan State. He had Jason Richardson that was there, but he was going to be, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, all right, bet Jason's he'll be a junior. Yeah, cool. So I just moved my way in, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, you know what I mean? Just so happened that Jason Richardson and like Mo Peterson and all them left. So that's why Allen got to start so much. But Kansas came in and they had Keith Langford. They had like 3 that was at the shooting guard position. So it was like, why would we go there when Keith Langford is a freshman? 2 of the other dudes are freshmen. J.R. Giddings, I think it was, whoever it was, but it was like three guards, you know what I'm saying, playing at that position. So it was like, why would you even go there? You know what I mean?
I did the same thing when I was getting ready to go to Arizona, man. Talking to the coach, and I was like, man, hold on, man. You got Baby, you got Michael Dickens. I was like, yeah, nope, I'm good. I ain't getting no look. I'm gonna get one. You gonna give me 1 year of a freebie, and these dudes they gonna stay the 2 years. I was like, nah, dog.
You know what I'm saying?
Sam, you're right. You're right.
Set myself up for failure.
What you responded to, but I'm telling you right now, I go to Harvard. Let me tell you something.
Well, now, if you're thinking like that, yeah, you would say that. But you go back. If you're 19 years old, I was not thinking about going to Harvard. I wasn't even. My mind wasn't even on that. I only went to college for 2 years, and then when my eligibility was up, I was out.
Man, look, Tyland, when you was getting ready to go to school, what was you thinking about? Women.
Like, for real, honestly?
Don't say it, Tyler.
Look,
it's a family show. It's a family show. Don't say it.
You know what I'm saying? About all the ladies I was going to get.
Cousin Warren. Big cousin, what was you thinking about when you was 19 getting ready to do your thing, Thug Thistle?
I was trying to go out and just do the same thing. I wanted to party and see what was going on in the college life. Everybody said it was party.
Party and buzz.
You know what I'm saying? But other than that,
hey man,
class for a hot sec.
I took a visit down to Miami, right? So I take a visit down to Miami. I'm like, yeah, I'm a call this, and back in 94, 95, that's when they sucked. So they were just no basketball. So I'm like, cool. I'm gonna be a starter, baby. It's on, right? I'm like, it's cool. Man, I went to that beach. I was like, nope, can't go here, coach. She was like, why not? Like, man, I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna fail. Man. Whatever engineering degree that I think that I'm gonna get is not gonna happen, bro.
Well, okay, not gonna happen. Case in point, Dominique Bird, who's from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Yep. Great athlete. Went to Breck High School, right? Was all everything, right? Ended up at USC. So when he came back, I asked, he was on my show about 4 or 5 years ago, right? On this podcast. I said, why did you pick USC? He said, no brainer, coach. He said, come on, it's 78 degrees in LA.
Hey.
In the summer, the girls are out with shorts on. I said, you're right.
You're right.
Hey, I told my son, I said, hey man, we trying to go to this West Coast, man. Miami, I'll do Miami or something, but a player. I need to fly out to the games out there, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, some of these schools, their schools are traditional schools. Michigan's a school that's a traditional school. Yeah, Ohio State is a school that's a traditional school. But we were talking earlier on, Tyler, about really nobody that's of any noteworthy, players are going to go to Minnesota. Yeah. Who wants to go to Minnesota? Honestly,
nobody.
Right. That's my point.
It's in November.
Right.
Hey, when that mug says wind chill of minus whatever, I remember I called Uncle. That mug said wind chill of minus 13. I was like, what are we? Oh, no, I ain't coming. I am not coming. Come on, man. I got you a visit. I am not coming, bro.
But my point is that they're talking about getting rid of PJ Fleck from Minnesota because they lost last night, and they're going to lose again this week against Michigan. They play Michigan in Michigan. And so, I'm just using Minnesota. I'm not picking on Minnesota. I'm just using Minnesota as an illustration. It's hard to get players to come to Minnesota. Man, you can't even keep players, the good players, in to stay.
Yeah, because they all go to Wisconsin.
or better yet, I mean, you play in a division where you got the option. If you're a top talented person, you got an option between Ohio State or Michigan or Minnesota. Like, no one wants to go to Minnesota. I want to go. I want to go play at Michigan, where I'm gonna play in the big house. I want to go play at Ohio State, where we're gonna play in a horseshoe, and again they're gonna pay me. So I'm gonna go roll my boat down that way. Now you got Oregon. Now you got Oregon, USC, UCLA.
Right. You got some other lucrative schools on the West Coast you're not gonna want to. Why would you stay in Minnesota?
But
I'm waiting.
And the girls are better.
Of it is also a lot of it is that national TV too. You know what I'm saying? If I do head up north, if then the major schools that are looking at me as up north schools, I'm gonna go to a school that's gonna be on TV. I'm not finna go to no school where, you know what I mean, like I'm seen by the locals in that state. I want to go somewhere where at least 5 times out of the year I'm getting to play in a game that's, you know, nationally televised. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because we had the same issue down here at Georgia Tech. Like everyone asks, like, "Yo, you're in Atlanta. How come you can't recruit in Atlanta?" Well, it sucks because you got all the SEC schools around us. You got Georgia that's like an hour away. You know, they get all the top kids that are coming from Atlanta. Then you got Auburn, you got Alabama picking off of our,
and that's only an hour and a half away.
That's only an hour and a half away. Then you got Clemson right up the street.
That's another hour and a half away.
So
that's a whole bunch of them in the same vicinity.
Then on top of that, a lot of the kids don't have the grades to go to Georgia Tech anyway. So you need a 3.2 to get into the school. If that kid is a top kid, he might just have a 2.8.
He's gonna get pushed through.
Yeah, but that Georgia Tech ain't doing that. They're like, nah, homie.
Nah.
No, Georgia Tech don't play.
Nah, go over there.
like I only seen it happen like once or twice. Like Steph, I mean, I'm gonna say it like that, but like yeah.
We know what happened.
But that was Bobby Crimmins though too. So it was like,
and he was crooked.
Very.
All right. So
I
think we're all in agreement that the guys, that it's right they're getting the NIL deal and they're getting paid, and you know, some of you I think that they should maybe even get paid a little bit more. I think I'm the one that probably hit that the hardest. You know, maybe not everybody's in agreement, but so great. Now we had something in baseball that was like has never happened, may never happen again. When Ohtani starts pitching, I don't know if he's going to get enough at bats to do what he just finished this a couple of days ago, last week, I guess.
Yeah, the 50-50.
What do you guys think of Ohtani? Is he the greatest, one of the greatest, and will it ever happen again?
Yeah.
Well, it possibly could happen, but I just wonder, was Ohtani checked? Did they screen Ohtani for PDPs? Did they do the thing with the big guy out?
I think they all get screened at.
A certain point, yeah.
Or when they're in the minor leagues, and they check their normal testosterone level. Everybody has a specific testosterone level, right? So if it's past a certain point, then they'll know that something's wrong because you don't do that naturally. Yeah, and I think that they all get checked during spring training.
Yeah, you would have to take some supplements or you would have to eat. You would have to eat certain stuff that gets your testosterone up for like 10 years to even raise. So by the time it even
so if it's spiked up, they know something's going on.
Exactly.
Also, they have a masking agent that the players used to get away with. You know, they could hide it. I don't know if it's a estrogen based thing to bring your testosterone down, but they check that as well because if they check both the levels of both things. You know, in the minor leagues and preseason, I think everybody gets checked during spring training.
Well, I think I need to take some PEDs, man. Jeez, I need some testosterone. Jeez. Let me get.
I got a place up the street.
So what do you think? What do you think? Will it ever happen again? If it would, I have an idea of who might do something like that.
I mean, you think about it though. You think about like Ricky Henderson was close a couple of times. There's a lot of people that's been close to all of this stuff, right? So, will it happen again? It depends. I mean, Ohtani's special, and I think he's not a stolen base king like Ricky Henderson. Ricky Henderson can fly, you know. But to get 50 steals though, that's no slouch. So I'm not saying that. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times it's opportunity, you know, that they count the steal, you know, whatever the scoring is, whatever. But yeah, will it happen again? Whew. I mean, it's been people that's been close. You know, 40-40 was the one. So you're talking about 10 more.
40-40 club.
Yeah.
What about your guy down in Atlanta who's been out since like the second month of the season?
Who's that?
I don't know.
Last year, he
might.
Acuna.
Yeah,
he did a 40-70 last year.
He might get there. He's the one. I think
But
he's the one who
come back healthy though.
Yeah,
it depends on how he is when he comes back. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he can get it. Who else? Michael Harris can do it also, but he's in Atlanta, but he doesn't.
Right.
But they put him in and out the lineup a lot, so he's really a defensive player. But he could really hit. But I don't.
I think there have been lots of power speed guys, but a lot of times, like people don't talk about when they say Bonds, they're talking about Barry. But some of us on the panel are old enough to remember Bobby Bonds, Barry's dad.
Bobby Bonds.
He was a monster, man. I think that dude, he could have been a 40-40 guy every year, but he struck out a lot. He struck out a whole lot.
He succumbed to alcohol, and that was his biggest downfall. Alcohol ended up taking him down.
Who's got it? But he was that dude. He long jumped 25-3 when he was in high school.
It's crazy. Oh, I did that too.
Are we ready to say that Ohtani is the best baseball player?
No. He's far. He is not even close. He's not even close. He's not even close.
Would you put him? I mean,
I'd put him in the top 10.
Because like we all, I think we all may disagree, but like everyone says that Babe Ruth is the greatest player of all time.
Not everyone.
He's the biggest star. He's the biggest star.
But so the reason I say that is because I happen to be listening to the XM this morning. It was showing ESPN. They were talking about this, and they were debating whether Ohtani is better than Babe Ruth. And me personally, like for what he can do in this period of time, I think he is better than Babe Ruth because it's two different.
Well, you're right. Because that came up, I engulfed in sports shows, and I watch a lot of different sports shows, and that came up. That same topic came up, about him. Because he also Babe Ruth used to pitch too.
Yeah,
remember that.
But Ohtani pitches,
right? And so I wonder now if Ohtani pitches, he won't get enough at bats.
Yeah, because he won't be DH.
Right? Yeah, he's DH though.
Right, you'd have to on his nights, and then of course you got to protect his arm. So on the nights that he's not pitching, does he play?
Right.
Does he DH? Does he play a position?
Yeah, I would be interested to see. That's one thing. I'm like, he has talent, but I'm interested to see is he just going to play baseball, or is it? I know it's situational. Hey man, just what? You're probably a better hitter than you are a pitcher, though. I'll tell you that. So that's one of the things that you can look at. But has he? He hasn't won a Cy Young award yet, has he?
No.
I think he got close. Yeah. Until he gets there,
or came close to winning 20.
Yeah,
he was good. Babe was good. I think Babe would have went to the Hall of Fame if he only pitched. He was that good.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and see, I don't know. Again, I haven't watched Ohtani a ton, so I can't even. It's not like Mike Trout. I mean, because that's what I kind of compare him to. That power and speed kind of guy.
And see, Mike Trout now has been injured most of the season.
Yep.
And they're talking about moving Mike Trout out to right field.
Yep.
Because he can't. His durability. Mike Trout just got burnt out. They used him a lot.
Oh yeah.
Nah, man, just trade him to LA. I mean the Dodgers. We'll take him.
And do what? Put him on DH? He can't play DH.
Hey man, we'll put you out there in the outfield. Go sit down out there and catch the ball. Don't do nothing else.
Bring him to Atlanta.
Unfortunately, Mike Trout is on the downside of his career. I'm not saying Mike Trout's done, but I'm just saying he's on the downside of his career because, after a while, to be as great as you are for a long period, which he was a long period of time, I'd have to put Mike Trout in the top 15 players. I like Mike Trout. It's the same thing they did with Harper with Philadelphia. They moved Harper in from right field to play first base.
Yeah.
The same thing they did with Mookie. Mookie came in from right field to play shortstop some. Then Mookie came in to play second base some. Because after a while, the durability on your body, burns out. Case in point, Joe Mauer, who's a great Hall of Famer now, great player. If Joe would have stayed catching,
it would have been real short. It would have been real short.
He had a short career.
Yeah,
because
like Buster.
Buster Posey the same way. Yep.
Another case in point.
But he got 3 rings. He got 3 rings though.
Right, and what it is that you gotta sort of, because like Joe ended up moving to first base and did an adequate job. I said he did a great job, did an adequate job at first base. But what happens is that your body can only take so much. Like the pitchers go, like you look at the pitchings now. My boy with the Dodgers, Crenshaw, Clayton. He's not who he was. You can't throw that hard
all the time
yeah. For 2, 3, 4 years. After a while, your arm gets burnt out and you get burnt out. I mean, now, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and he was going through a lot of games, so he was going through a lot of long 7, 8, 9 inning games. That the bats. You watch Clayton Kershaw. He never had just like, hey man, I'm mowing you down. And it wasn't a Randy Johnson. Like he threw hard, but it wasn't Randy. Randy Johnson could get. I'm gonna get 30 outs, and that's it. Ain't nobody else coming up here. You only gonna come up this. At 20, you got 27 outs in the game. You gonna get. I'm allowed 3 hits, and I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So Kershaw had a lot of long at bats. A lot of battles that was throwing him off, and so I think that goes into it, because then he started getting injured and it's like
yeah,
she's not.
Yeah, he's pitching for a long time. I'll tell you what, that dude had some. He still does, man. He has some filthy stuff.
Oh yeah,
man, that dude. He's good. That curveball, man. He's a dart thrower with that big. It looks like he has a 3-foot break, and he can just put it. The catcher doesn't even have to move his mitt, man.
His curveball looks like Tom Glavine's curveball. That's what his curveball looks like. Tom Glavine wasn't a hard thrower, but those them Braves pitchers, man, they knew how to work the. See, that's the thing. They knew how to work the inside. They knew how to work the outside. I was watching a documentary on Greg Maddux. So I forgot who his catcher was, who his main catcher was, but he was Greg Maddux? Greg Maddux, his catcher. Who was the catcher? It wasn't Javi Lopez. It was the other dude.
It was. I thought it was Javi Lopez.
Yeah, Javi. But I'm saying, after him, it was the other catcher. I had to look it up. But man, he was just like, Greg Maddux. Just to hear him talk through the game, I was like, damn man, you done thought about the next batter and the batter after that, and how you gonna. And then, so here goes the cool part. So then they would go in to talk to different batters that he would face. So you had him and Barry Bonds mentally going at it in different interviews, but they were saying, well, you done did this. Well, I can't really throw it past him, so I got to go do this. And Barry Bonds is like, well, I'm going to sit on this because I know that that's what's coming. That showed the intellect of Barry Bonds, where it was like, yo.
Oh, he was a scientist, man.
You guys can't, like, that to me. And we talk about Barry Bonds all the time. That took Barry Bonds up here. That Barry Bonds was already here. That took him up here, because you thought the game through more than anybody else would think the game through per pitcher. So he was like Greg Maddux in the batter's things.
Right. I agree. That's a good analogy. Great call. Yeah. So,
go ahead.
So what do you, just man to man, what do you think? Will Ohtani do it again, or will it ever be done again? 50-50.
It will never be done again, and he won't do it again. It's like a one-time.
Okay. What do you say? What do you say, Tyland?
Well, I think in this era right now, I think he can do it again.
Parker?
As long as we keep paying all these Dodger players to stay on this team, because I mean, realistically, like that's really why he was able to do this because a lot of the pitchers were afraid to say, "Hey, look, the guy behind him is going to do the same thing that he does, so we have to pitch to him." So, I think he's going to do it again. When I don't know. I mean, he has a few years left, but
the reason why
not played but overpaid. What do you say?
Overpaid.
That happens a lot. I go with overpaid.
No, that question's for overpaid.
He's definitely overpaid.
Yeah, he's definitely overpaid.
I say if he's getting it, he deserves it. What do you say, overpaid?
Well, I think the market is what decided what he got, because back like 5 years ago, Mike Trout was getting a boatload of money, right?
Well, no. I'm talking about now. What's our new host's? I see overpaid on his nameplate.
No, that's no. You got iPad on there, but yeah, he's overpaid too.
iPad. Oh man, I thought that was.
I got you, cousin.
Oh yeah,
I got you, big cuz.
I'm sorry.
Hey,
This is all new to me right now, so it's all good.
Hey man, he just soaking up. He just soaking up the camera right now. He's like, man, what are we talking about? I'm just
trying to catch up. I'm trying to be like you guys.
You're on time. It threw me off because when I'm retired Air Force, right? When I was stationed in England, there was a saying that the Brits had about us: overpaid, oversexed, and over here. So when I see a man with what looks to me, I don't have my reading glasses on,
and that's the reason why.
There it is. Now the truth be told.
I thought it said overpaid.
Look, you know he can't see when you start doing your head like this and looking up at
man, look, I am a grandpa.
Okay, Bubba.
I am a proud grandpa. I look here, I can see like an eagle. I was an air traffic controller. But I'm a grandpa now.
That's all that matters.
Hey, that's all that matters. Papa, let me get $10.
No, fuck that.
And I'm gonna tell you what, I never thought
I'm with you, dog.
A woman would have it wrapped around her little finger, but my granddaughter does.
Hey man, all the girls have you wrapped around.
I'll be looking at my phone, and I'll be like, I can't see nothing it's saying. Then I move it away, and I can see it clear, and I'm like, oh, I feel like the old people when I was young. I'm
going to get my reading glasses now, and I'm going to read overpaid, name, well paid, well deserving.
Read what it is.
How much time do we have?
We got like 8 minutes, man. Hold on, I need to see this. This is gonna be comedy. This is gonna be comedy.
You talking about my name right there?
Yeah. Warren G, you done got him on it, dog.
Nobody better laugh at me now.
Oh, we're definitely. Oh, yeah, there it is.
Come on, let me get them.
Clean them. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I got some new glasses this year, right? And I saw some Oakleys, right?
DY. Something
That's my initials to my business, WB's Barbecue. So
yeah, and I got these Oakleys.
DY Barbecue iPad.
Yeah,
you deserve
I'll change it for y'all next time.
You get barbecue. You deserve every dime. So use the heck out of me. All right. You are not overpaid.
Got him.
You did. You got me. All right. What do you think, DY? Will Otani do it again? Done again? What do you think?
I don't know. I'm just gonna go with everybody else. What everybody else say right now, I'm with that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So he's a Dodgers fan. Okay. We got it.
What do you say, Javier? What do you say, Javier?
That's what that is.
Hey man, your headphones. Speaking of old people, bro, your headphones are not on.
You what?
No, we can't hear you.
Man, there it is.
There it is. Oh, okay.
I forgot. Look, I got this new thing, man. Dwayne knows. I got the new thing I've been playing with, Dwayne. I got the little pad that I've just been messing with. Anywho, I don't think he'll do it again, but I think it'll happen again just because the way the game is played. I think it'll happen again. It might might be slightly over there.
Who do you think's going to do it? The judge will hit the home runs, but not steal the bases.
Yeah, there's not a lot of Acuna. Like I said, Acuna, he's the one. He could get close. I'm trying to think of who else. It's not a lot of guys out there that's like stealing bases and hitting though. If you're a hitter, you're a hitter. I mean, I think Michael Harris can do it. Just because.
Would you agree that it might be at least partially contingent on how the game changes? Because see, there used to be somebody that would steal 50 bases every year, but they stopped running.
Oh yeah,
right,
yeah.
Right. Number two, you know, I'm a teacher, substitute teacher, most often in inner city schools, and inner city kids don't play baseball, right? When back in the 70s and before, all the inner city kids played baseball. So you had some pretty premium athletes, some combination power speed guys, you know, that would go into baseball, probably faster than they go into football or basketball, right? But it's different now. So you lost a pretty significant talent pool. But if that changed, I think you'd have, for this reason, I'll say it in a second, you'd have guys, you know, threatening that every other year. And what I mean is this, you know, there's a mental block. It was displayed most distinctively in the 4-minute mile. Scientists used to say, you know, guys would say, you know, it's impossible for a human to run a 4-minute mile. You know, if a human being ran a mile in less than 4 minutes, his lungs would explode or he'd have a heart attack or something like that.
I heard that before.
Yeah. And then the guy from England did it.
He's running like a 3:29 or whatever, or 3 something.
Oh, that's what it is now. But see, it was like for decades, you know, they'd run 4:05, 4:03, or some 4:02. Somebody got close and oh, it's impossible. They still say it's impossible. It was coming down over the decades, kind of thing, right? Well, now if you run a 4-minute mile, you probably won't win your high school state championship, you know. And so the goal or the mental ceiling has been removed, you know. Whereas 30-30 is considered exceptional. That's like your MVP candidate.
You're right.
40-40, it was rare. But I think all of a sudden 40-40 is not going to be so rare anymore.
Yeah.
Because 50, everybody sees it as possible. And so guys in the back of their head, I don't think anybody's going to say, well, I'm going to do 50-50 this year. But in the back of their head, they'll say, well, it's possible. You know, it's possible to have the great supreme season. That would be the barrier now. And I think for that reason, it has become more possible, right? More mentally possible. So I think with that barrier removed, I think that it will happen again, probably with the frequency of 40-40, which because up until very recent, 40-40 was like exceptionally rare.
15 years ago, it was like, oh, you in the 40-40 club? Like it was right. A little bit. I you know what though? I think, and this is why I say it might take a little bit, like you said, because the way the game is played, because they don't run as much. You have to be in a certain lineup. It's a lot of other factors that go into it. It's like, hey, you get on base a lot, but you can't really run because the guy, you know, who do you have behind you that's hitting?
Right.
That can be that needs that, you know, because you're still in the base. You're still in the base to open up maybe to go the other way. You know, you're still in the base to get that out.
Or you're still in the base just so you don't get caught up in a double play.
Exactly.
But that's what I said with Shohei is probably more likely because the way that the Dodgers are structured. Yeah. Because we got a lot of power hitters.
He says we.
So like, of course.
You heard that, Nate? He said we. Go ahead, man.
But no. I mean, the lineup is so deep to where like you have to pitch to them.
Yeah.
So you got Mookie Betts that bats right behind them. Do you want to pitch to Mookie, who can also hit it, or are you just going to try to go through?
That's the person who I think that can do the 50-50.
Possibly.
He's a candidate.
Yeah,
but
homers is a lot.
But here's the deal. But here's the deal though with Mookie. See, injuries are starting to take over with his body too.
Yep.
He was out about what, a month and a half?
Yeah, something like that.
Atlanta just scored.
Oh, they're playing tonight?
Oh. Yeah, they're playing tonight. Atlanta's playing Kansas City on ABC. Oh, I'm sorry, NBC.
Okay, well, it's time to go watch the game. No sense. I got to go root against the Falcons since my Raiders lost, so that's what I'm doing.
I picked them this week, man. Y'all teams over here, man. Y'all teams to play me, man.
Look, man.
Y'all teams. I'm out.
We need to have a group text with you on like Wednesday.
With Tyland, I got Tyland's number. I got him.
Hit me, man. Cause y'all, hey, man.
We need to get you a group text where we just kind of go down.
Tyland, I thought you knew football, dog. Come on, bro.
I don't do football, but I did like a little survivor thing with my coworkers, man.
And he's definitely. Oh, they got you. They suckered you in on this one.
You just pick one team. You just pick one team. But it's just pick one team. I'm like, I can pick that. I can do that.
We gotta pick the right team.
Yeah,
suckered you in.
Dallas should have won last week. They suck. Shouldn't have picked them. Your boys. Hey, I should have picked Minnesota. I should have went with the same bet because my boys is riding.
They still riding right now. With Sam Darnold.
All right.
Hey, we just talked about this, man. Darnold nice, baby. Darnold nice. Hey, he over there. Hey, what game was that? Was that last week? He was like, he had to have what, 70%.
I mean, I'm about to put him on my fantasy team right now.
70%.
Really?
For a quarterback.
Bro.
Oh yeah.
He closed his eyes and threw that ball.
Hey, it's all about points. It's all about points.
He's like, man, please catch this.
Quick question, guys. Quick question. Caitlin Clark, good for the game or toxic?
Good for the game.
Good for the game.
I like Caitlin, man. Hey, Caitlin ain't no punk either, man. She taking this stuff with. She ain't backing down, and for a white girl to be coming through with all that pressure of, you know what I'm saying, like the drama and the social media trying to figure out something to get at her.
Do you think race is a factor? That
race is always a factor.
I think race is a storyline because the WNBA ain't shit. So in order for them to hype, you know what I'm saying, in order for them to get some hype, because they're, you know what I'm saying, they're the NBA's like younger brother, you know what I'm saying, like
or sister.
Yeah, right.
If you're Brittany Griner, it's like I'm the younger brother because she wants to be pops.
She said, "I'm a man."
Like this fool. Like, nah, man, my son gonna call me daddy. You have a whole vagina, sister.
All right, so Caitlin. So what do you say? What do you say, Parker? Caitlin, good for the game or toxic?
Nah, she's great for the game.
Baller.
She made me want to watch. So
baller.
Barbecue iPad, good for the game or toxic?
I think it's good for the game.
Yep.
Hey man, we definitely changed your name now, cousin.
I gotta change that. I gotta change that in my setting.
Overpaid. That's a good one.
That is good one.
Good for the game or toxic?
No. She's good for the game, man.
I agree. I think she's phenomenal for the game. I don't know how much time we've got. I don't know if this is a good subject. It's up to Uncle Sam.
He's taking my taxes right now. It's killing me.
What do you think? Who has the momentum in the election? Is it the Donald or Kamala, or is it the toss-up?
Toss-up.
I feel the same way. I have no idea. I can't lean either one.
Hey man, I just watched that thing. Who's somebody? God dang it, you mother sucker!
Yes.
Watch what thing?
The January 6th. They got a new documentary.
It's nuts, ain't it?
Yeah, man. I was like, yeah, it's crazy too, though. It's like, so it's everybody who was inside the office, like who was
who got in the doors.
No. This is about the people that were like the Georgia the state's attorneys for Georgia, and they really talked to them. They really, let them. And it was just weird. Like, you just hear his conversation. It was like, yo, we got to do something. What you going to do? Like, you're going to revoke this. And then even to tell Mike Pence at the last hour, like, yo, if you don't do this, we're going to basically do that. And I was like, damn. Like, you.
Yeah, so it's a documentary on HBO Max. I was telling Javier about this morning. It's called Stop the Steal.
Yeah,
and
it's pretty good.
It kind of dates back to maybe right when the elections was happening, to where it was basically just kind of running down where Trump thought he was going to win, then the votes came in and they weren't winning, so it really kind of tells and it kind of tracks what he was doing after the November vote. And kind of going down of, he called Arizona to kind of get them to, stop counting. Called Georgia's, lieutenant, hey, you need to stop counting, or, you need to, redo the counts again. It was really tracking all of that stuff. And it was crazy because like now that Pence is not running, all of his people are now talking.
Yeah.
And they're talking in a sense of like, yo, we were in there, and that guy was nuts.
Yeah, that was eye opening. Like it was.
So what do you think, Parker? So Trump about 2 weeks ago, quietly and then backed off, said to a reporter or somebody, "I know I lost." So the question with that is, do you believe him? Do you believe he's sincere? Can you believe anything he says? And the second part of that, everybody, is if Vice President Harris wins the election, we don't know that she will, but if she does, do you think Trump would flip out? And what do you think what do you think he's likely to do? Would he repeat like January 6th?
Look, I literally went and got all my guns out and oiled them up today. Like literally, not playing.
Well, so the first part, like, yeah. Well, I'm sorry. What was the first part of your question?
Is he going to flip out? Yes, he's going to flip out.
He did say, he told somebody that I know I lost, and then that Proud Boy.
Are we talking about?
He said I disavowed him. He knew that he lost the 2020 election. He knew he lost.
No, but we gotta backtrack.
Can he be trusted?
No.
Yeah, no. He knew he lost. It's like someone playing basketball against you. They know they about to lose, but they're saying, nah, man, like you cheated.
Right. No, you stepped out. You stepped out that point.
So he knew you lost, but you still trying to say, hey, look, but y'all might have just got extra votes from somewhere else. So he's just kind of pulling for straws.
Right. He was the one who was trying to fix the election.
Do you think that he would repeat sorts of actions again?
Yes,
I think so.
Yes,
I think it's going to be. I think it won't be to that same effect that he did it the first time, but he will do the same exact thing, just probably not as direct, because people know, like, okay, you did this last time, you need to chill out. I think he'll go at it at a different angle and try to still do the same exact thing.
Okay.
So, I mean, but he's an ego-driven, emotional person.
Vote for Javier, carry on. Javier, carry on.
Yeah, I'm on the ballot, so if anybody want to, vote.
Hey, I'm thinking about it too.
Put my name in there somewhere.
We're gonna wrap this thing up. I'm gonna go watch some football. I want to thank my sponsor, My Guy Market at 504 East Belmont Avenue here in good old Fresno, California. The owner is Floyd Sanchez, the wonderful owner of this business. And I want to thank him for being our sponsor. And I also want to thank my panel, Javier, Parker, Warren, Tyland, and Nate up in Sacramento. You guys you all have friends. Please subscribe. Please subscribe to this podcast. A lot of people subscribed to the podcast last week, so we thank you very much for subscribing to this and listening to our
banter.
It's just this is a sports podcast. Sometimes we get off and we talk about other issues, but that's okay, right? Because we can do that, because it's our
podcast.
Yeah, it's our podcast. But it's a family podcast. These are my good friends and my relatives. And I want to thank everybody. Anybody got last words before I close this?
I do.
Yes, sir.
Shout out Shannon Sharp. My man's out there still going to work.
You a fool, bro. You a fool.
Much love to my man's out there.
He got hymns. He got hymns.
No. He got the sparks.
Yeah, whatever. He got something.
But they showed the picture of the woman, though.
Was she
very
fine?
attractive. Oh, yeah. Very attractive.
She was stacked. She was a brick house.
Very, very attractive.
To our older generation, like, just make sure when it says go live, do not hit go live.
Hit that
it will take you live, and the world will see you.
The World Wide Web. The World Wide Web.
People in general, young people in particular, register to vote and cast your ballot. There is no such thing as one vote doesn't count. It does count. Imagine if 10 million people all said, and 10 million people probably do, one vote won't count. That will sway an election. And if you don't vote, you vote where you want to, right? But if you don't vote, it's like you automatically endorse the winner. So that means, if you don't vote and whoever wins does something that is reprehensible,
they're all going to do something reprehensible.
You endorse that because you didn't cast your vote and make your opinion count.
Well,
so register and show up. Register and vote.
Javi, okay. Register and vote, y'all.
Thank you. Thanks, my guy Market. 504. You're going to come back, aren't you?
Yep.
Are you going to talk next time?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk next time. I'm not in this sports like that.
Don't worry.
I'm over here like this, like researching, like, oh, that's what NIL stands for. Oh, that's what that means. I don't know anything about that.
But that's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to like sports to be on this show. Okay. You're just on this show, man. You're on now.
All right. I'm gonna change my name for you to iPhone.
Hey, put your.
I'm gonna change that up. I'm gonna change that up later on.
Overpaid, man. Hey.
All right. Thank you, everybody. My Guy Market, East Belmont, 504 East Belmont Avenue. I want to thank Floyd Sanchez, is the owner of My Guy Market. So if you're ever out here in good old sunny Fresno, California, and you want to get off on Belmont Avenue, come down east, go east off of 99. You'll run right into it, and you'll enjoy it. They got really good food. I got to ask him if he's got a turkey sandwich this week.
What would you recommend, Sam?
Oh man, he's got that Checkmate Yummy, yummy.
I'm vegetarian, strict for a decade. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to hear the name.
You probably don't want that Checkmate Yummy.
That's a different side.
I'm gonna see if Floyd to make me a vegetarian Checkmate.
Yeah,
Sam ain't looked at that side of the menu yet.
No,
probably.
I don't feel bad. I won't either.
Yeah.
No, but that sandwich. Oh my God, that sandwich was huge. I couldn't eat all of it. I had to eat half of it, and then what I did was, I'm not gonna lie, I took the beef out and I cooked it along with some rice and some vegetables and made another meal out of it. So
when I come out to the Fresno, you can just take me by there.
Yeah, I'll just take you by there, player.
Okay.
I'm going too.
So am I.
Yeah.
Look here, if a vegetarian can go there and get happy, you can too.
Well, yeah, because he'll make you a vegetarian sandwich, man. Come on down. But anyway,
I want one, and I want Floyd to just call it a checkmate, so I can feel like I had one.
There you go.
Yeah, My Guy Market, 504 East Belmont Avenue in Fresno, California. Owner Floyd Sanchez. Check him out. All right. Thank you, everybody. Please sponsor. sponsors. Hit that, put that sponsor button.
Sam, how many subscribers are we up to?
Oh my! I have not checked, but there's been a lot of them. You all have friends, and you.
Hold on, I'll tell you.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you. Keep on going up. I'm gonna tell you.
I'm done. Go ahead.
Hold on. I gotta switch to that count. We got 50. 50.
Okay. Let's see if we get to 100.
Yeah.
Let's push for 100.
We'll push for 100. This show is it's live. We're gonna go on. This is live. We're gonna go on again every Sunday. We do this show every Sunday, unless I gotta work. But I think I gotta work October 26th. I do have to work that particular day. We won't be doing the show, but that's the only date. And after that, we'll just keep doing the show. But like I said, it's a great format, you know. So anyway, just check it out.
Check us out, man. That's all you gotta do.
That's all I'm saying. You say you're up to 50. That's fantastic. We'll push for 100 next week. Okay. Right. You all got your friends, so get your friends to watch this, and then get them to check in, subscribe to this show, Big Sam and Nephews. This is a family show. My nephews is Tyland, Javier, and Parker are my nephews. I adopted Tyland as my nephew because I've known Tyland for a long time. So
of course, family waste. Let's go.
What up, cuz?
You made the cut, Tyland.
Oh.
And then my other cousin's on now, Warren, he'll be on with us too.
His real cousin.
Yeah, and then my good buddy Nate. I've known for what 40 years.
Nate lives in my old house.
Right,
literally.
We'll get to that story another time too. But thank you everybody for watching this podcast, and again, and we have fun with it. You know, so just check in. Hit sponsor, man.
Hit the like and subscribe. Sponsor us.
Yeah.
Let us know how we doing.
All right. Thank you very much. God bless y'all. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah.
Through Georgia Pathway.